Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you may be. I'm Stan Goldstein with Kate Boylston Publications. Thank you for joining us for the webinar, How to Dramatically Expand Your Earn Selection with E-Commerce, presented by UPD Earns. Today we are pleased to have Tyler Fraser, the CEO of UPD. He will review the boom of e-commerce in today's economy and how that affects your funeral home. You may type in questions to Tyler during the webinar, and we will get to as many of them as we can at the end of the webinar. So Tyler, please take it away.
Hey, funeral directors. My name is Tyler Fraser. I'm with UPD Earns. I hope you're having a great day. Today is Tuesday, and I'm just here in my office here in Dallas. And it's really a pleasure to be able to present this webinar through Kate Boylston. Appreciate everything that they do over there in New Jersey with Tom, Stan, the team over there. Really appreciate it. And I'm excited to talk about this. The Earn Store, the UPD Earn Store, is something I'm very passionate about. When I was in college, I had my own e-commerce website and just really got interested in commerce on the internet. So I'd really like to encourage you to stay till the end. We have a special offer for the Kate Boylston webinar attendees. So what we're going to talk about here, I'd like to just briefly review UPD Earns and my experience in the funeral profession. I'd like to talk a little bit about how the internet is affecting your bottom line and what you can do about it. So this is actually 11 years ago at the NFDA in Orlando, Florida. So I've just surpassed 11 years doing this, and this is really, funeral services is something I'm really passionate about, something that I'm just really happy to be doing, working with funeral directors and helping you help families. This work has taken me all over the world. I'm sourcing cremation urns, doing a lot of R&D, and also meeting with potential clients overseas. So here I am in Mexico, and here's John Beckwith here in Dallas. I'm actually in Dallas right now, and he has a terrific operation. This is Robert Waltrip with Service Corporation International. I was lucky enough to present to him and meet him. So I got this picture, and here I am in Chiang Mai, where I worked on developing the Laguna water burial urn. This is a handmade paper flower urn. So, something creating new designs with cremation urns and helping expand your selection and offer new memorials to families is really rewarding for me. I've been lucky enough to have people help me along the way, like Dan Assard from the Foresight Companies, and Doug Gober has also been a big help, and they actually recently joined forces. Highly recommend you check them out. So, one thing that I was living in Los Angeles at the time. This is about 2014, and I remember walking to the gym and saying to myself, this Earn Store, this e-commerce solution is really something I need to pay attention to, because it allows funeral homes to get onto the internet and offer these products to their families. It allows them to dramatically increase the products available. And so that was really an aha moment where I can just remember being like, this is really important for me to focus on. And that's the UPD Earn Store. So what is it? It's a retail cremation urn and jewelry store for your funeral home. And so what you can do is greatly expand your selection by signing up for the Earn Store. And this is what some funeral directors are saying. Oliver in Southern California, whatever we did in the last, with the last company in 2 months, we probably did that in 2 weeks here. So urn sales are really up. John Perks, families are already coming in knowing what urn they want. Vinny at Smart Cremation, it's a great product. And Randall, what a great idea, it's awesome. So I've been very active, and UPD Earns has been very active in the funeral profession, attending all the trade shows and really working to get our name out there. And as we continue to serve funeral homes and offer cremation urns for their showroom, there's really an elephant in the room. And that elephant is the explosion of e-commerce. It's really become a big thing for funeral directors to consider, that the internet exists and products, the e-commerce is growing exponentially. I mean, it's just really skyrocketing, and this is changing consumers' expectations. As a cremation urn company, you know, I can see the things like Amazon Prime, where people are signed up for that and they can expect an urn in 2 days. You know, this is affecting really everyone. And so, you know, the question is, why not you? Why can't you be profiting from selling urns? You know, why are you giving up sales to the internet? And you need to be capturing those sales, and that's what the UPD Urn Store does. And you know, it is not easy to manage an e-commerce website. We have some clients that actually took on this challenge to offer, you know, 100 or 200 products on their website, and it's just such a shifting landscape where something may be out of stock or discontinued, or it may, yeah, discontinued. I mean, you know, years go by, and you know, if you're going to manage your own products on your website, you really need to be constantly checking for updates. And so there are really two options here, and one is to not offer products on your website and let e-commerce and other companies continue to pull revenue out. And the other option is to capture those sales and expand the total products available to your families. And I mean, it really goes beyond capturing the revenue. It goes, you know, it becomes helping the families that you serve. And they came to you because they want you to help them through the loss of their loved one. And for you to be able to have more options and to offer that specific solution, it really just ups the level of service that you have and really improves, you know, your service to the family. Here's Mount Laurel Home for Funerals in New Jersey. This is a shot of one of the web pages, the Timeless Brass Urn. You can see it there, where they can enter engraving information, and there's no upfront cost to start with the Urn Store. We can have it set up for you, and you can be linking to it from your website in no time. The customers can check out at home with a credit card, which is super important, and that's really one of the most valuable things, is that the family feels like they're working with your funeral home and they're entering their credit card. They can browse at their convenience, and this integrates with any website provider. So here we can see a close-up of what a web page would look like. This is all optimized for conversions, so that the person that is looking at this website, they understand that they need to enter engraving information, they need to add to the cart. All of the next steps are clear. And here's just a couple products I mentioned in the beginning of this presentation. I'm really big on R&D, and I went over to India and I met with several manufacturers. This is a product I'm very excited about. I think this is going to do really well. This is another one. I was constantly trying to develop new products, and we actually just got them in. So it's a great thing. And really, if you're going to be offering cremation urns on your website, you need to have faith in the urn company that you're working with and know that they're going to take care of you, which we're going to do here at UPD Urns. And that we also have a nice selection. You know, we have about 1,500 products, and here's just a few of them. We really focus on cremation jewelry. We have steel, 925 sterling silver. We've got gold-plated steel, 24-karat gold-plated steel, and also solid gold as well is a category we're starting to sell more in. This heart design is very popular for us, and the playing card design. So this is some of our products, and here's some of the websites that we can integrate with. You just simply email the website provider and say, hey, we've got the Earn Store, we'd like to link to it. And here's a couple websites. The Cremation Society of Wisconsin, that merchandise link right there will go to the Earn Store. Richardson Funeral Home in Tempe, the Earn Store link right there, that'll go to the Earn Store. Drennan and Ford at the Puget Sound, this is a Batesville website. Here's a nice Fraser Consultants website in Missouri. And so, you know, the amount of stores, as soon as we got this going in 2014, just started to really increase. And we've worked extremely hard to be able to support the amount of stores that are coming in and take care of the funeral homes that are now relying on us. One of the great things that we're doing here is we're working on product demonstrations. So here I am in Virginia, where I'm presenting the product and saying, this is the Celtic Rose golden brass urn, and this is how tall it is, this is how it opens. There's another shot where you have a close-up, and so it really gives the family all the information that they need to purchase it. And I've been told that this is a no-brainer. The choice to add an Earn Store to your funeral home's website is just going to increase the amount of products that you can offer your families, and it's going to make more families happier. So what you're going to get is you're going to get 1,600 cremation urns available to your family. And this can be linked to on your website, which is really the best way to present these products. You can also have a tablet in your showroom. If you present the cremation urns and memorials that you have on your shelf, and they say, you know, I'm not really seeing anything that clicks. You can have a tablet there and just open it up as a plan B when in person, or you can not have a showroom at all and present the products on a TV, which a lot of our customers do. And so this is the homepage grid of SoCal Cremation Urns, SoCal Cremations. You can see we've got it clearly labeled, different categories. And then below, we've got a list of best-selling items, urns, jewelry, and keepsakes. One of the questions that I get a lot is, can you match the prices to our showroom? We want the prices of the products to match so that when we send families to the website, they're actually seeing the prices and we're not undercutting or selling them too high. They actually match, so we can definitely do that. You can also log in and see sales commissions, so you can monitor your sales and generate accounting reports. Here's when you're logged in here, the lifetime sales over there, the average order, and you can generate reports, which is very useful for accounting purposes. After the end of each month, once sales come in, we will generate a report of all your sales and write a check, and then that will be sent out to you. So this is really your ticket when someone asks, do you have a purple urn? Your response is, we actually have 34 items on our website. And you know, 34 items is often the amount of products in a funeral home showroom. So this is just really expanding your ability to take care of the family and make people happy and help them through the grieving process. So I would highly recommend, do this for me on the updurns.com/store link that I've just added to the chat there. If you click that link, you can enter your information and have us create a demo store for you and see if, you know, we're gonna have it created for you. And if this is something that you like, add the link to your website. And as I said, we have a special offer for the Cates Boylston attendees here, and that is, if you link to the Earn Store in 2 weeks, you're going to get a $200 credit at UPD Earns. So when you log in as a funeral director at wholesale prices, you're going to have apply $200 credit to your order, and $200 is going to get you about 3 of these beautiful blue mother of pearl brass urns, another best-selling item, and you can use it for however you'd like. Any brass urns or any of our 1,600 products are available to you, and that's if you create the store and link to it from your website. So here's again Oliver and John, some testimonials, and that is my presentation. I hope this has been useful, and I'm open for any questions that you might have.
All right, Tyler, thank you very much. First question we have, how often do you update your website to put up new urns?
We actually did an update yesterday because we just got a big shipment of brass in and all those new items that we worked really hard on. So we've got a lot of new products, and also as we create stores, the newest stores are getting the newest selection. But I would say on a monthly basis, we're doing a bulk update.
All right, another question. We have a few here. Can urns be delivered to the funeral home, or are they shipped to the family?
So about 60% of the time, the urn goes to the family. And it's actually pretty amazing because you know, the urn is going direct to the family, and the funeral home is receiving that sale, but they're not actually accepting the urn. And that's what we've seen, is about 60% of the time it goes direct to the family, and 40% it goes to the funeral home. And they can choose to adjust the shipping address however they'd like.
Okay. And what about a time frame? Someone orders a urn. What's about the time frame that it will take either to get to the funeral home or to the family themselves?
Well, we've got Jeremy and Kent in our warehouse in Virginia, and they're working hard. It's amazing how fast sometimes they'll get products out. I'll refresh my email and see orders came in, and Jeremy's already shipped it. And JJ here in Dallas does an amazing job of engraving and shipping. We've got 2 engraving machines in both locations. With free shipping, it is typically 4 to 5 business days, but we can get it to you as fast as overnight. We have several overnight orders today, so it's not uncommon to have a request for something to be overnighted. Free shipping is 4 to 5 business days.
Great. Okay. A few questions here. All right. If you don't carry an urn, how can we connect that urn manufacturer with you?
So we are an urn company, and all of the products on the urn store is UPD urns. So we don't typically have other urn companies on the urn store unless we source products from that company.
Okay. And are the urns going to be competitively priced on the wholesale side to beat Amazon and other wholesale companies' pricing?
Our prices are some of the most competitive in the business. In addition, I would say our service is up there with the best. There's nothing more that we want to do than take care of the funeral home so that they can do their job to take care of the family. Pricing, just sign up on updurns.com/store, and we will send you pricing to the funeral directors. And that's wholesale prices. I think you're going to be impressed with the prices. And as always, shipping is included in the price.
Okay. And here's another question. Where are you warehousing the 1,600 urns and inventory variations? Tell me about the amount of inventory that is personalized and the timing it takes. Thank you.
Okay. We warehouse about 90 to 95% of our products. And that is in Virginia and Dallas. The amount of personalized items is, I would say, about 60%. Again, maybe 65%. We have an engraving request, or there's a custom plate, and sometimes it's just an urn without engraving. But that's about the breakdown there. And as I said, we've got 2 engravers and 2 separate locations standing by to engrave. And our catalog is always changing. I intend to go back to India this winter and develop some new products and strengthen our relationships there. We've done probably 15 new jewelry pieces last week that we're waiting on samples for. So we're always trying to develop new items. We've got a biodegradable urn shipment coming from overseas that should be leaving before the end of the month, and there are some new items in there. So our catalog is always growing, and then we're also cutting off the fat and saying, okay, these items are not selling, let's get rid of them, making sure that the urn store and what we're offering direct to funeral homes is items that they actually want and that families want.
Okay. I believe you just answered this question, but someone had a follow-up. Do you have your own manufacturing in the United States?
Well, the process of manufacturing, we do a lot of engraving, so the personalization, but we're not actually molding cremation urns. Some of our products are made in the US, but we don't manufacture them.
Okay. And this is from someone with a cemetery. Will you work with cemetery standalones?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have. Much of your urn line is very traditional and a Me Too product. Do you have more contemporary design options for today's discerning consumer? And thank you for a great presentation. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not sure I would say that our products are Me Too. There are definitely expectations for families and for the funeral profession in regard to shape of urns, but we are always trying to break outside of that box while still providing what families want. We have the Laguna water burial urn, which I mentioned, which is a handmade flower urn. I'm not sure anyone else is offering that to funeral homes. We have a design patent on our heart keepsakes, and that's a unique shape. Some of our brass items were, I asked for about 15 completely new designs that you will have not seen before. So R&D is super important, and actually how I'm personally fulfilled with this work is to be creating something new. That means a lot to me, to be contributing, to be pushing things forward. Not just with new technology like the urn store, but also products.
Okay, following up on the R&D process, do you think of a new idea and see if it can be done, or how do you come up with some different ideas? Just anything hits you and you say, hey, let me try that.
Yeah, I would say, I kind of described some things I've definitely written on the back of a napkin, and I've actually thought about doing like a engineering, like drafting class to get better at product design. Where I see something and I'm thinking like this item in this shape with this color and this material, like the fleur de lis brass urn that was earlier on. I'm an Eagle Scout, and that was kind of something that I kind of was drawn to, the fleur de lis and that French flower. But yeah, that's kind of our process. I've kind of thrown around the thought of maybe allowing funeral directors to contribute to new products. And I've had conversations where like I have a great product, we need to create a company and just sell this one product, and so that was kind of cool. But for UPD urns and new products, I would say I'm always working on new things. So that's kind of my process.
Okay, great. And following up on that, what trends are you seeing in urns?
The Life Treasured urn, which is the custom plate on the wooden urn, that's very, very popular. We sell several units a day, and the customization, the personalization, like I said, at 60%, very common, and something that families expect is to have the name engraved on the urn. I think that across the board is something that that is a trend, a more personalized result. I think shapes are also really interesting, and I'm a big fan of Formula One, and I'm always looking hard at the cup, the Champions Cup, because they're always so. I mean, they're very similar to urns, and I'm thinking like they're always trying to do something new, and so. But I think that the shapes of urns will continue to evolve, even though they've been centuries have been, if we just look back, like I remember going to Malibu and going to a Getty museum there and seeing Greek urns, and they're just like urns that are so different and cool. The shape of them is so unique that you kind of want to think about creating our own product in that type of in new shapes. So that would be my answer there.
Okay. And do you also offer companion urns?
Yes, we have the Windsor Wood Companion Urn. I believe that's $59. That's really popular because it's an affordable, simple wood urn. Our Windsor wood urns, we import a lot of them, and it's the rosewood, very popular. And then we have a lot of large brass urns that we basically had our adult size brass urns made into the large size. And I would say we probably have like 15 or 20 brass companion urns, and then probably another 15 or 20 wood companion urns, and then some other materials as well. But we definitely have several companion urns.
Great. And can urns be shipped to families outside of the United States?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Um, Here's a question. Can you tell us more about price points and related trends? Funeral homes are looking to replace high margin caskets, etc., and $29 urns from overseas, and that's a bit of a concern. Is there a trend towards higher cost products, US made premium products, etc.?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I would say made in the U.S., especially what's going on in the political landscape, is being looked at more. The more affordable urns coming from overseas is definitely affecting and being sold direct to the consumer is having a big effect on the funeral home. But as I said in the presentation, families are coming to the funeral home to be taken care of and to have their loved one taken care of. And at the end of the day, they want to buy an urn from you. The funeral home just needs to provide them what the family wants and be reasonable about the price point. I just had a conversation with Josh over at Passari. I did a podcast on funeral radio with him, and he mentioned how some funeral homes are looked at as product-based business rather than a service-based business. And again, on funeral radio, Dan Assar did a podcast about pricing about charging for your service, and that's so important. And I think it's so important to meet the needs of the family with the right product. But that would be my answer to that.
Okay. Since you do R&D and manufacturing, can you do custom urns for customers?
Absolutely, we regularly do that. There is just a little bit of a wait. If we need to, depending on what they're asking for, just about. But we can absolutely take care of custom needs.
This question sort of follows up on that one. Can clients customize their urns offered in the urn store, like only offering biodegradable urns?
Absolutely, yes. We have that. We actually have a funeral home that only wants bio urns. We have a scattering company that only wants bio and ocean related products. We have urns. If you just go to urns.memorialstores.com or jewelry.memorialstores.com, you'll see two sectioned off presentations of product. One is just urns, one is just jewelry. That is an option, but the benefit of having the 16. I think having all the products is a big benefit, and we try to make it as easy as possible to get to the category that you want to present.
Our customers seek modern American-made options. What are your options?
Modern. So we definitely have American-made products. We have about 30 wood urns, very nice, like a laser carved presentation of different scenes like hunting, fishing, different items like that. You know, the modern, that's interesting, and you know, I think actually something I'd like to get more involved in is a modern design. You know, what I've been trying to do in my R&D is less about what I want to do, which I would say leans towards modern, and more about what I think families want and what funeral directors want and what sells. So I have the data on what sells, and so I'm saying, okay, these sell here. Let's figure out how can we improve these, and so we do again have American-made products, and that would be in our wood section. So if you want to see our, if you want to just go into the wood urns on updurns.com, you can see several of the landscapes. Those are all made in the U.S.
All right. You're pretty popular, Tyler. We got a few more questions here. They keep coming in. How are Urn Store clients, or I should say UPN Store clients, notified about online sales? Is it in real time?
Yes. So as soon as the order is processed, the system will generate an email that goes out to several people, including your funeral home. So as soon as an order is placed, you will get a receipt for that order, and then you'll also be CC'd on the tracking. So you are definitely kept in the loop when orders take place. Again, after the end of the month, a report is generated on all sales and a check is sent out. You can also log in at any time and see all your sales.
Okay. And a follow-up on that too is, how is customer service handled, by UPD or by the funeral homes?
It's handled by us. Most of the questions are, how many characters can be engraved on this urn? How fast can I get it? If I ordered it right now and it's 2:30 Eastern, can I get it tomorrow? A lot of the questions are urn related. Whenever we get questions about funeral services, we will either transfer them to the funeral home, or we will say you need to reach out. When we're on chat, we'll say you need to reach out to the funeral home directly for that. Because
Okay.
we get a lot of chats as well. Chat's a really popular way to communicate on the store.
Great. And you may have answered this before, but this question came in. How long of a wait for a custom urn?
Well, it depends on what kind of custom urn. So again, back to the American made, most of our fingerprint jewelry is made in the States here. So we do work really hard on the fingerprint jewelry, and that's one of the really popular categories. And those, you know, those are custom made. They're not engraved. This is a custom mold. Those are 8 to 10 business days. 14 karat, 18 karat gold jewelry pieces, those are all custom made. Those are 5 to 6 weeks. If something's done in wood, it kind of depends on, you know, the shape. Brass urns, you know, that would, I think we could have something in your hands in about 30 days. And again, we can engrave and do custom images. So that's a way for us to customize kind of out of the box, and offer a custom personalized item.
And how different is your site from our Shopify platform? Is this compatible or competitive? And to follow up on that, same person had another question too. What are the commission structures like?
Okay, so the Shopify is a website that basically allows you to sell products. And so what you would have to do if you wanted to sell our products on your Shopify store is upload our products to Shopify. And then, as I said, how difficult it is to to manage your own e-commerce store by sourcing, you're really becoming a an e-commerce part of your services is e-commerce. It's not easy to do that, and that's what UPD Earns does, and it's kind of a turnkey, all-in-one solution. And so the commission rates, the MSRP, the standard MSRP, is 40% to the funeral home, and that's when a brass urn is selling at around 145. And then we also have 50%, which is when the brass urn is selling at 179. Memorial Stores gets 20% of the sale, and UPD Earns has the standard price of the standard affordable price for an urn. And so if you go up or if you go down, you can actually change the amount of money that you make on each sale.
Okay. All right, we've got a few more here. You had mentioned about videos on your website. What do you usually talk about in those videos? And I believe you said you had about 50 of them. So what kind of topics do you cover?
Okay, so those videos are product demonstrations. So this is basically me in front of the camera with a cremation urn saying this is our modern brass cremation urn, and it's spinning, and I'm basically presenting the product to the family and answering, questions that they might have about the product. That's what the videos are. They're product demonstration videos.
Okay. And when people are shopping online, what kind of description is given to let families know what they are looking at?
Well, the video is helpful. We have several product images. The measurement of the product is available, and the cubic inches is available.
Okay. And I saw in one of your slides you had a football, an NFL football. So are sports items popular? And I would assume there's licensing involved with that. So maybe you can explain some of the sports items that you do have.
Yeah, so we actually don't license from the NFL. We do offer Boy Scouts of America, having been a Boy Scout. But sporting items is very popular. We have a new line of baseball urns, which I'm super excited about. And that has, baseball, the football that you saw, that's actually a placeholder ball. So it would typically be the family member's ball, their actual ball. And we also have that in soccer and volleyball. So that's, I would say the sports are very popular.
Okay. And some families like to feel and touch an urn. What happens in that case? Can they get a sample of it through the funeral home then, or to see if it's what they want?
Yeah, I mean, we really try to take care of the family and the funeral home. I mean, especially when we're working with the family, it's a priority for us to take care of them because the funeral home is relying on us to take care of them when it comes to the cremation urn. So we really go above and beyond in that case. And so we have free shipping out to the family, and we have free returns as well. So if we get an order that the family is unhappy with, we'll actually send them a label, and they can send it back to us, and we'll refund them in full. That's not on engraved items. Some of the items, are very expensive, and we put time and effort into engraving them. But we typically will get a proof if a proof is requested. But that's what I would answer for that.
Okay. And are different urns more popular in different parts of the country?
Absolutely. Yep. Being in Texas, the Western style is popular out here. I lived in the desert for a year, and so I really love that. We have a Reku line, which is a custom made ceramic urn that's fired and has like a unique design of like not flames, but it's a fired effect of really vibrant colors, and that's typically more popular in the Southwest. The water burials in Florida, but sometimes the Northeast, there's a lot of scattering that happens up there. And I was just out with Captain Brad White. We did a video. I don't know if you saw that, but that was really a pleasure to see. His process is just amazing. The ceremony that he gives, really an excellent ceremony. But Yeah, and wood is more popular in the Pacific Northwest, and country scene, in the southern, in cityscapes. I mean, we just sold a Life Treasured urn with the custom plate with Brooklyn on the back, and that was sold in New York City. So, and that's a really nice product that you can customize to your local small town, or your local water tower, or the bridge. You can connect that to the image on the urn that you display.
That one sounds nice. Okay. Who places the cremated remains in the urn?
Yeah, so if it ships to the family would do it, or they would go to the funeral home and the funeral director would do it. If it ships to the funeral director, we have on the packing slip the name of the deceased, and so we do our very best to make sure that you know who this urn is for. And of course, if there's any question, just call us. But that's typically not a problem. And so to answer that question, it really depends if it's going to the funeral home or the family. Sometimes, as you've experienced, families don't want to move the remains into one urn to another, and so they might rely on the funeral home to do that.
All right. And our final question, how can an urn memorial manufacturer get its products into your portfolio as a supplier?
I would recommend just reaching out to me. Here's my email, tyler@updurns.com. Send me your catalog and we'll have a look.
Okay, great, Tyler. A lot of good questions there. And we thank everyone for joining us today. You can visit AmericanFuneralDirector.com and click on the webinar tab to sign up for future webinars. While you are on our site, please check out our other events, including the Cremation Innovation Summit, September 13th in Columbus, Ohio. And you can save $100 by registering for that by July 31st. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tyler. Thank you everyone for joining us for our webinar. And be sure to keep an eye out for a follow-up email, which will include today's webinar recording. Thank you.
Highly recommend the Cremation Summit with Cates Boylston. I went to one of those events and they're amazing. Thanks so much, Stan. Thanks, Cates Boylston. And thank you all, everyone, for joining me. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.